Okay, that really scared me. There's a mosquito. Okay, anyway, in this video I'm gonna talk about how I write, or how I like to write things. Jolene, Cross, Cole. Oh my god, the mosquito's back. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I came back to my room because the mosquito was there first, so rightfully I was the one to leave. I mean, I don't think we can just both be in the same room. No, that's not happening. There's nothing wrong with my room, it's just that it's very cluttered. I mean, like, I share this apartment with my mom and my sister. It's basically like 3 women in this really small apartment. And I have like a lot of things that I've just acquired, and like I hardly have time to like put things away really neatly. Like on my bed here, there's just a pile of clothes. So I'm sorry I'm not like other video makers who can have like really nice, pretty backgrounds and whatever. Like, I'm not at that point yet. I should put these clothes away, but like I mean, I already did like my hair into this thing, and like I thought this sweater looked nice, but it's really hot. I need to take it off and put on my work uniform later. I'm gonna just put the clothes away later, if that's okay. Back to the writing, or maybe I can show you the script that I'm writing right now. Like, I'm making a short film with my friend right now, and so we're writing a script. And so this is what the script looks like. I use Trelby, and I just like, you know, sit down and write it. I mean, there's really not that much to writing, you just do it. You just go ahead, you see what the characters say, and if the characters are saying something, then you just go along with it. I don't know, I guess it's kind of good to have like voices in your head as a writer. So the characters are talking, and then you just let them talk, you let it flow, and then you'll just feel it naturally, like something's gonna happen in the scene, and then you just keep writing it, you know? And then you can put in like metaphors and stuff if you're feeling like artistic, you know. And my friend are both really busy, but we're trying to finish it like really soon, like crossing my fingers. We're probably gonna film that in July, I hope. Again, crossing my fingers. In here I have a bunch of these novels that I've written. So the way I like to write novels is I like to write them and format them so that they look like they're already a published book, like how an ebook would look, like with a cover, and like I like to design the cover and then put my name as the author on the cover, and like even though it's not published, I just like to write it that way. I know that's not how you're supposed to write it. You're supposed to write it in a manuscript and stuff like that. I just feel like I can write better this way, as if I'm already like looking at a published book. So for example, let's look at this PDF of one of the novels, the unpublished novels that I've written. So it's got like a cover, see? And then I put a little copyright thing and a little quote. One who lies for you will also lie against you. So there's that, because this novel is called Truth. And then there's like all of this stuff. So I just number it with page numbers at the bottom, and then, you know, chapter numbers, and I have like text logs because I love that. You know, if you've ever read The It Girl by Cecily von Ziegler, I mean, it's not actually by Cecily, it's by a ghostwriter, but you'll see at the ends it has like little Waverly Owl IM, like instant messaging boxes. So that's like how I like it, because I like these little chat boxes. I think it's cool, and it's representative of the way we communicate using technology nowadays in our generation as the millennials. And so that's what I like. And I also include like social networking in my novels, like little Facebook pages or something like that at the end of the chapter to kind of like, I don't know, that's our world. I mean, that's just the way it is. I also like to use like models for how I want to imagine my characters, because ever since I was really young, I would always watch a lot of fashion shows, and I would kind of get to know the names of the fashion models. I like to kind of assign a model for each character so that I can like use a real person's face when I'm describing somebody in the book. I mean, I know that the characters that I create, they don't look like those models exactly. I mean, there's no one in the world that looks exactly like how I picture the characters in my head. Like, unless I draw the characters, you know, I do draw them. But the way I draw them, that's how they actually look. Like, from my head to my finger, to the pen, to the paper, that's how they actually look. But then the models, I just find someone who looks similar, and then I just kind of have them so that if I ever need like even more of a reference, like even more of a realistic reference, then I can look at that model. And I can also get ideas from those models, like about how other characters could look, or how they would look when they're smiling, how they would look when they're you know, have other expressions on their face and whatever. A list of the schools that all of my characters have gone to, so starting from elementary school to middle school to high school. I just have a list of all of the schools so I know which character has been to which school, because in this whole fictional world that I've created, I know like there's these schools that exist in this area, over 20 different schools. It's just helpful, you know, especially because like this series is set in a school, and the school is like basically one of the biggest characters. So schools in the area are important, and also I need to know like for sports who they're going to face off against. They're going to face off against this school or this school or this school, you know. I had this map that I created. I used to use Photoshop, but now like the picture is all like corrupt and stuff. But anyway, I have this map of the school campus that I created. So there's that. That's helpful because then I can visualize from a bird's eye view where the parking lot is. The parking lot's at the front. There's a lake at the back, and there's the soccer field in the middle. I have the schedule for their school timetable. The main character goes to homeroom at this time, and then she goes to English class at this time for the semester that I'm writing in. And then if like she gets older and she goes to a different grade, then I have to change the schedule because it's different now, because she has different classes now. I also have character details, which is a file that I made because they're like real people to me, you know. And I have like, so all the characters' names, and then I also have a list of what phone everybody has. So certain characters have an iPhone, other characters have different phones like Androids. And I also have a list of different fonts that I use for different people's handwriting. Like some people, when they write cursive, their font looks like this. And then I just download the fonts from like free font sites, and then you just install them on your computer. Oh my god, I'm so dorky. Oh, okay. And then I also have place of origin lists. So these people came from here, they were born here, you know, their family has lots of generations in Massachusetts, you know, some other stuff. Like, well, I mean, not some other stuff. What am I talking about? Okay, they came from like this place on Earth, and so I wrote it down in this list, okay? And also birthdays, of course. I need to know everybody's birthday, because I don't want to like, oh, it gets to this date and they just like forgot about their friend's birthday. Like, that's dumb. Extracurriculars. So this character, for example, plays lacrosse and polo. And then I also have addresses. So if we've been to any of these locations in the novel, then I'll just like write down what their addresses. I just make up, you know, a number for their house number and a street name for their street name. Oh, I have cars too. My phone. Where is it? It was back there the whole time. Okay. So on my phone, I keep this list of I like to keep track of like song lyrics or ideas for stories and names, because I am obsessed with names, obsessed with words. On here, I have just like first names like Israel, Aroma, Guinevere, Clarity, and then I have a U next to the name if I've already used it in one of my stories, because I want to differentiate my characters. I don't want to use like the same name twice. And then I have a list of last names, like possible last names, like Masojuge, which is just something that I heard in an SNSD song, and Girls' Generation. And I don't speak Korean, so I don't know what they're saying. And sometimes I just hear things like Masojuge, which I don't know what it means, but I thought it would sound really good as a last name. And also the last name BOPP, Bop, because I thought that was an interesting last name. And I'm just weird, so I give my characters weird names sometimes. It depends on like the story and stuff. And I also have interchangeable names, so they could be either a last name or a first name. So the first name I have here on that list is Error. You know, like a computer error. Because I thought, what if someone's last name was Error in like a futuristic world? That'd be pretty cool. Or what if like their nickname was Error, like someone calls them Error? I don't know. Thought it was cool. Fauna, because there's flora and then there's fauna, and I thought, oh, Fauna's a nice name. And oh, another name I have in this list is Sojourner Truth. What a wonderful lady. Sojourner. I also have ideas, like from my dreams. I just write down story ideas, and if I see just random stuff happening on
in real life, I'll just write it down like as it could be a scene in a chapter of a book, or like if I just have sentence ideas, like, oh yeah, that's a good sentence, then I'll just put that down here in my ideas list. Like this idea, he smelled of steamed milk. I don't know, steamed milk smells good, so I just thought, what if somebody smelled like that? Then that would be, yeah, so just like random ideas that I have in here. So a bunch of people living on an asteroid. I thought that would be like a cool idea. And just like little conversations with characters in my head, I'll just put that in here. If I don't know like where this scene is going to fit in the actual book yet, I just put the conversations in here because those are some good dialogue things that I think of, you know, right before I go to bed.
I don't have it numbered, but I have 1, 2, 3, okay, like over 20 different separate story ideas.
And I have a BlackBerry because BlackBerries are great because they have a physical keyboard, and since I'm always writing stories and essays for school on my phone, then it's really useful to have a physical keyboard, because if I'm typing on a touchscreen keyboard, my fingers will cramp up, and plus you can't really type like really long emails or really long stories on a touchscreen, in my opinion. I just don't like touchscreens, okay? And plus BlackBerry's Canadian, so
yeah, okay. I hope that's short. I mean, it might not be short. Great. Good job, Julie. Oh no.